Hey y'all, I'm Brody, and this is Live by Youth. As always, we're finding, addressing, and tackling the problems that young people face today and finding solutions to them. College is the most expensive decision you will make before 25. How do you know if it's the right one? Well, today, we're diving deep into that, along with the multitude of factors that go into making that decision. First of all, what is college supposed to get you? Well, society will certainly tell you that college is to give you a better chance at life, a better chance at a great career, a better chance at having made a lot of money. And in some respects, this is true. The average college graduate can earn up to about $1.2 million more in the span of their lifetime than someone without a degree. Well, there are many issues with not only those statistics, but the reality of that situation. Colleges, or higher education, is often referred to as 4-year schooling, and roughly 62% of graduates finish their degree within 6 years. So adding another 2 years on to what is already expected, only 62% of people graduate. And 1 in 3 kids, 1 in 3 adults that go to school never finish their degree. And luckily for women, women graduate more than men across the spectrum on all degree levels, in all forms of college. Women are much more likely to finish their degree and go to college in the first place. Look, guys, a lot of students don't finish college, as we very much know. About 1 in 3 people that go never finish their degree. And so, of course, you don't get the payoff. You don't get the benefit of being in the top 10 or 20% of income earners. But you very much do lose 1 to 4 years of your life. And you most certainly become a member of the American class that owes over $1.5 trillion in student loans. And something I came to know, which was really interesting, is that over 20% of borrowers are behind on their payments, are defaulted on their student loan debt. And I think that's really interesting. I think that's really important for Americans to know. If you don't come from a wealthy family that will pay for your school and you have to take out a loan, well, according to the data, it's over a 1 in 5 chance that you will be in debt on that loan. Now, for the most important question of the entire argument, does college actually help you get a job? And the shorter answer is yes. Person A has no degree, person B has a degree. And assuming these people have the same qualifications, an employer will always go with person B. So there's nothing fundamentally wrong with getting a degree. It's all of the things that are attached to it. 40% of college grads are underemployed, which means they didn't need their degree in the first place. And as always, guys, the statistics that I reference are in the description of this video. But this is really important. You see, when you're 18 years old and you're making the decision of whether you want to go to college or not, these kinds of things are what people should be thinking about when doing so. So if the chance is almost 50% that you didn't need your degree in the first place to get the job that you will have after you graduate, I think that's pretty important. And unless you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, or something like this, I think it renders getting a degree entirely irrelevant in the first place. Does your major matter? And the answer is absolutely, your major matters. In fact, if you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or someone in these highly specialized fields, college is absolutely the way to go. When you're deciding which career you want to go into, consider, does that career actually need a degree? And we talked about this a little bit, and I'll be making another video on the topic, is trades. Over 8 million job openings in this country are trade jobs. Going into a trade is a highly, highly beneficial opportunity. You can start with zero experience at $25 an hour in these trade jobs. And over time, it may take a little bit of investment. Let's say you took the time to go into a trade job right out of high school, and those 4 years that you would have been in college, you spent working your ass off at this trade job, you would be making up to $35, $40 an hour. That's 80 grand by the time that your colleagues are graduating and just getting into their career. And then 40% of your colleagues come to find out that they didn't need that degree in the first place. How mentally disrupting that will feel, and that does feel for so many Americans. Now, the worst choice you can make is going to college because you don't know what you want to do. We are to go to higher education to learn more about the field of study we are curious about, that we want to pursue a career in. And that's not what we're taught to do anymore. Kids that are confused are taught to go to college and figure it out. Well, should you go to college? I suppose that is a great question, and that's not one that I can decide for you. I think you should go to college if it's paid for. You have grants, loans, or your parents are paying for it, and you know that your path is defined. You know that you need this degree to get into this job, which will create this career and make you this much money. And if that's what you want to do, no matter what, you're set on that, then absolutely go to school. You should skip or remove college from your mind altogether if you're not sure what you want. Now, this is very, very important. If you're not sure what you want to do, going to college is the worst choice you can make. It's the worst choice you can make for your parents' money. It's the worst choice you can make for taking out a student loan at 18 years old, which is ridiculous, by the way. We don't need to get into that. You're investing time, money, resources, assets into a specialization of skills. And if you don't know exactly what kind of skills that you're desiring to create and you're just kind of floating about, it is not going to end well for you. That is the worst choice you can make. Now, if you don't know what to do, I'll be creating another video on that. You'd be going into deep, deep debt if you don't have a plan for what you're going to do. Now, I will be creating a separate video on what to do if you don't want to go to school, how to figure out what is going to work, how you want to create a life, how you want to find a career, what other options are there. Before you go to school, go do the math, go do the research, understand the statistics, and make a more educated decision. This is Live by Youth, and thank you.